Ladies and gentlemen, HEX community of all ages, hey, Jake Freedom here, coming to you live from YouTube for this week's HEX Update Saturday for October 4th, 2014. And this week we had a ton happen. As most of you probably know, the patch King Gabriel came out, patch 0.9.4.0.2, no, 4.4.020, I think what it was. Lots of numbers in there. This patch here consisted of crazy changes to the game. We're talking changes not only that affected the actual UI, but affected gameplay a little bit. Most of it was UI changes. Let's see, there were some tournament changes, the way things were laid out. Like I said, most of it's UI, but there were some other changes there as far as, you know, the social stuff, some audio stuff. But the biggest change probably in the game that everybody was really excited about was the ability to finally mail cards, packs, currencies, whatever you want through the in-game mail system. And with that being announced, I've started actually giving away cards at the end of these videos. If you watched last week's video, you'll see at the end of the video we crack a pack. You just go ahead and list your top 5 picks, and then I randomly pick 5 people out of the list if there are more than 5, and then we shuffle that list to see who gets what. I did make a post on the forums. You want to go and check that out. I'll put a link for it in the description below so you can see how the actual format works. But moving on, let's just go and take a look at some of the patch notes here for King Gabriel. Like I said, a lot of it has to do with the UI, but there are some other things there. And what they say the highlights are is every single screen in the game has been updated, and yes, it has. I really do like what they have done with it. I think it's a good step in the right direction. Let's just go and bring up the game here and take a look. As you can see, the landing page here has changed. The login screen has changed too. I really like what they did with the login screen a lot. I can probably show that to you here. Let's just go ahead and log out. The login screen here has this kind of a banner that wraps around. The stuff back here used to move. It still does move, but it moves very slowly, but that's okay. Not a big deal there. Let's just go ahead and log back in here. All right, and like I said, you know, every single screen in the game has been changed one way or the other. And as soon as we get logged back in here, we'll take a look at that. One of the most notable changes is just the way that everything it looks. I can't really explain without showing you here, so hopefully this doesn't take too long to log back in there. But like I said, one of the main things that people really liked is the mailing cards back and forth between each other. Now, of course, there isn't like a COD type method yet. So I mean, if you send somebody a card, it's on good faith that they're going to send you the money back, or if you send money to somebody, it's on good faith they're going to send you the card back. So please be careful that when you're doing a transaction via mail, granted there's probably going to be a record for it, but you know, whether or not CZE or GameForge will want to get into all that stuff, it would probably be best to find somebody else that would actually, you know, if you trust them as well, you know, so both parties send the card and the money to the third party, and then they distribute it to both parties. That's one option. Other than that, just be sure that you trust the person who you're sending the card with. I don't think anybody's out to screw anybody or anything like that, so you know, it could happen. Just saying it could happen. All right, so let's just go over some of the UI stuff here. The Proving Grounds is now on its own button. Tournaments is now on its own button. Your friends and your mail, your mail is still under the social button here. The Card Manager and Stash have been separated out into their own buttons, and the store here has its own buttons labeled HEX here. I'm not exactly sure what the store button looked like before. It's very easy to forget sometimes. And the auction house is obviously still on its own button as well. As you see, the landing page has changed. They have a rotating banner up here. The Continue Human Trials is right here. The HEX tutorial is over here. And let's just go ahead and hop into the actual Card Manager. There are a few things that I don't like about the Card Manager. It isn't the UI. It isn't the way it displays the cards. It isn't how slow it takes to load the cards. It isn't how you can sort the cards. Now, granted, you can now sort by quantity, and a lot of people are really excited about that. You know, I never really thought about sorting my cards by quantity, but you can now, so that's great. The one thing I am excited about is that you can show all items. So now you can show the items that you don't have. So let's just do that and go ahead and click Show All Items. And if you scroll down, you'll have an X next to the cards you don't have. Now, right now, it shows I don't have some of these cards, and that is because since the patch, there has been some issues with the game, as we all probably know. And one of them is latency issues, one of them is friends list are disappearing, one of them is some cards aren't correctly working. I think they got all the AI bugs worked out, and the other one is every time you log in, your card collection changes, whether or not you get off your cards. Right now it says I only have 3,522 cards, which is absolutely incorrect. I'm not worried about it. From HEX, Data Dragon, if you've seen him in the chat, he's confirmed that you're not missing these cards. It's just your client's not getting the message saying, hey, you have these cards. So don't be alarmed. Sometimes logging off and logging back on will fix it. It's fixed it for me one time, but most of the time I log in with just a random number of cards in my card collection. But it is nice now that they show you what cards you don't have, so you don't have to keep track manually on some spreadsheet or whatever you got going on to see what cards you have and don't have. So I really like that feature there. The other feature the feature that I don't like is if you hop into the advanced filters, which I use quite often, every time you uncheck one or check one, the advanced filters go away. Hopefully they fix that, because that's really, really annoying. I think so anyway. But other than that, as far as the card manager, it's great. I like the way it looks. I have no other complaints about it other than that. That's just me. You guys might have some other complaints. I don't know. That's me, though. Let's see what else has changed here. The store hasn't changed too much, other than some of the UI and the buttons have obviously changed. One of the major changes, though, is this animation over here for the falling platinum. I like that. Since we're in here, one thing we can actually look at is the VIP. The VIP program is back in play. This patch was released last Tuesday, was it? Tuesday or Wednesday, and they're going to leave it in play for 1 week, 7 full days. It is 4,800 platinum if you want to get in on it, which I probably will. 4,800 platinum is kind of expensive. I don't know, but I do like getting into the VIP tournaments to get a chance for those AA cards. And some of you may or may not know, I did enter in last week's VIP tournament there, and it was a constructed tournament, and I didn't do very well at all. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't do very well at all. I think I won a few games, but that was about it. But I did talk to one of the guys in there, and he was going to get at least one of each of the AA cards. And in conversation there, he asked me if I wanted the the Zentos Inquisition. That was a tough one to say. Asked me if I wanted that, and I said sure. And he just once the mailing cards came out, he mailed that card to me. I can't remember his name right offhand right now, but if you are watching, again, I do really appreciate that. I want all the cards in the game, at least one of them. I don't need to have 4 of each, but at least one would be nice. Opening pack has changed a little bit here. If you take a look, there's a new layout here I really like. We still can open chests, but what do you do? Hopefully next patch maybe. I'm gonna guess we can't open chests until PvE comes out. The stash looks, the same as it was before. It's a little bigger now. It looks like they've taken everything and kind of made it a little bigger for us to read. But that's okay there. Let's go hop into the actual proving ground so we can actually show you the battle screen, because they've done a lot of change here as well. It's kind of nice. One of the things they implemented was some hotkeys to go right to attack phase and right to the end phase, and I believe that's F5 and F8, which are rebindable. You can change those while you're in battle. I think you go to settings and battle settings or something like that. You can rebind them. So the coin flip's still the same. Nothing much has changed there, but as you can see, the actual battle screen here has changed. They've changed the layout of it. And one of the biggest things that you'll notice is this ring on the side here. It kind of gives you what phase of the turn you're in, and the half circle is lit up, or actually the quarter circle is lit up to signify whose turn it is. Another big change is the cards are laid out in a fan fashion, which is kind of nice, and they've actually made the cards a little bit bigger to try to make it them more legible without having to zoom in on them all the time. And I think they're going in the right direction here. I don't know if they're ever going to be able to solve the issue where you can just look at them and read them without having to zoom in on them, just because some of the cards some of the card text is so long that it's just tough to actually get all the card text in there. Another thing is they've switched where the resource pool is. They went from the left side back over the right side, or to the right side. And one thing I don't like about the new interface here is when you lay a shard down, how it crosses the screen. It goes to the right now instead of the left, and once we get to that, I'll show you that here. I don't know. For some reason, that just seems backwards to me, and it just doesn't feel like it flows right. I don't know. Maybe if the resources were over here, but that's just me. I don't know. It's just one of those things that really doesn't seem like it fits. Maybe they'll change it. It's nothing's set in stone. Who knows? Maybe they will. So you'll see here as I click on this card, the resource goes over the other side. If it'll let me click on the card. Click on, there we go. So it goes this way here. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's just, I don't know. It's one of those things that I'm not a fan of. That's okay. I'm not a fan of it. Other than that, nothing really has changed here. The past priority buttons have changed. They've got this flame particle effect going on around it, or smoke, or whatever it is. It looks like flames to me. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just lit up smoke. I don't know. The champion design here, as far as the hit points and all that stuff, has changed. Like I said, they've pretty much updated every screen like they've said in the actual game, and it's really cool. I think they're definitely going in the right direction here. So let's go ahead and back out of that. Let's go ahead and concede. Let's see what else. The tournament interface here has changed a little bit. I think it's a little cleaner. Obviously, right now, tournaments are currently locked due to the bugs that are in this current patch here, and most of us are probably well aware that the bugs, the major ones, are just latency. Some of the cards aren't working right. One of them I can think of right now is Survival of the Fittest. He isn't dealing damage to both cards. He's only dealing damage to your opponent's card. So that's one of them. And the latency is the big issue. CZE had actually put out a post saying that they're actually going to restart the servers at certain intervals throughout the weekend. So therefore, that was one of the reasons why tournaments couldn't be unlocked, was because of that there. Let's see what else has changed here. The auction house has changed a little bit. I shouldn't say a little bit, it's changed a lot. I don't use the auction house much right now, so I don't know exactly what they all change and things like that, but just the overall UI has changed here. I think I've purchased a couple cards and I've sold one card, so I don't use it a whole lot right now. When it comes down to wanting to finish out my set, probably maybe we'll use it if I don't have enough luck in booster packs or drafts or whatever. So let's just go ahead and pull up the patch notes and take a look, see if I missed anything there. I don't think I did. Talk about the UI. The landing page, obviously, there is good. Proving Grounds is different. Tournaments has a new look. We talked about that. Went over the card manager, the auction house. Oh, another thing that I forgot about is your starter trials. Your human, like here I got continue human trials. Not why I'm pointing over there. The game's here. Every time you do that, so you win 2,000 gold, and then if you complete it, you get 3,000 gold. So for completing one of your trials there, you'll get a total of 5,000 gold, which is nice. So we talked about the store there, pack opening. The gold amount has been moved beneath Kismet. New Wheels of Fate reward window, and a new flooring was added to the floor, the Wheels of Fate pedestal. A lot of stuff on the battle screen. Some of the social stuff here is you can now obviously send items through mail, which is one of the biggest things. You can, individual cards, multiple cards, individual cards, booster packs, platinum, gold. I think you can send up to 20 items in one mail. So that's very, very nice. Chat font is more legible. It is, especially when you're actually, when you're in a game, the chat is really big, but and it's really difficult to find a place to actually put the chat box. So I don't like that. Along with this patch came a new patcher, which actually you had to reinstall the game, and it was kind of cool because the icon that sits on your desktop now looks like it has a shiny gloss to it. I like the new icon there. So again, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'll go ahead and link these to the in the description down below, so you guys can take a look at them on your own time there. So I don't bore you to death by just reading random text. So that was the actual patch. There's some other updates that they rolled out. Nothing much. It was just about the status of the game. They rolled out a hotfix to fix some of the AI problems, and then the last update they had here was just an update for the patch King Gabriel, and it's just a general update saying, hey, we appreciate your guys' support. Thank you very much. This is what's happening. And they wanted to let everybody know that participated in last week's VIP constructed tournament that the AA cards should be in their stats, and they've been distributed. And that'd be the Menacing Grulk and the Zentoth's Inquisitor. Another thing too is like I said, they're experiencing latency, which will affect players' ability to play and complete games, etc., etc. So that's why everything is basically shut down. One thing they did reveal though, and we'll show it here to you right now, and that is the next collector tier AA card, and it's Living Totem. I like that they just put different art. I like different stuff. You know, this one here, it kind of shocked me that it came out to be this bear. I guess I never looked at the other one. It looks like a bear anyway. I never looked at the actual other totem to see what it actually was, but to me it looked like a totem. What the bear has to do with this, I don't know, but it's cool because it's different. I like that. Hopefully the collector tier people will be happy with this one, because a lot of people were not happy with Master Theory Crafter. I don't know. It's an AA card. I like AA cards. They're different. I want all of them. So that's that card there. I think it's nice. Let's see here. What else do we have to talk about? Oh, yes, the winners. The winners from last week for the card giveaway. I want to announce those here. And what I do is I just use random.org. And since we only had 4 people enter, I didn't have to actually draw out 5 names. So we just entered in the 4 names. And the winners, well, I shouldn't say the winners. You're all winners, obviously, because there's only 4. But the list come out as Tazalot gets picked number 1, Habinjin gets picked number 2, Isengard gets picked number 3, and Belmont Heights gets picked number 4. So you will get your cards mailed to you in the order that you requested there. If your card number 1 was taken, everybody wanted Briar Patch there, so Tazalot, congratulations on getting Briar Patch. So on to the next part here. Let's just go ahead and crack that pack and see what we're going to be giving away next week. Let's get into the store. And I do have a lot of giveaways coming up. I still don't have a contest or some method way of giving away the t-shirts. I do have 3 codes I'm going to give away. These codes consist of 6 packs, 20,000 gold, and a free draft ticket. I have 3 of those I'm going to give away. We're not going to give them away today. Probably going to do that maybe midweek. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet, so stay tuned for that. And also, I've had a few people ask about beta keys. If you look in the comments from last week's video, somebody asked me about a beta key. And through different communication mediums, I was able to come into 2 beta keys. I gave one of them away. If you are watching these videos and you currently still are not in the game and you'd like a beta key, let me know. I have 1 left to give away. If more than 1 person asks for one, we'll obviously have to do a drawing for that and to get you guys into the game, because this game is awesome. So, a lot of stuff to give away coming up. We're going to open a pack here. Now, granted, we are still on set 1. Not a lot of people get excited about set 1 because a lot of people have the cards from set 1. When set 2 comes out, I'm sure the demand for these cards will be a little bit greater. And at the end of the month, like I said last week, we're going to be doing a Primal Pack opening, and we'll give those cards away too. So stay tuned for that as well. All right, let's go ahead and grab a pack, open it up here, and see what we get. Will it be a rare? Will it be a legendary? Or will it just be stuff we all have already? Who knows? It's a rare. Okay. Let's, better get rid of that screen there. Sorry about that. Alright, so what do we got? We have Rigid Buffalo, Crushing Blow, Buccaneer, Shroom Tank, Devoted Emissary, Bloodbearer, Wild Child, Inquisition, Reversion, Mutate, Moonarai, Sensei, Rune Ear Commander, Oken Ceremony, and Gore Seeker as the commons and uncommons. What will our rare be? Will it be something everybody wants? Rare is Judgment. 6 cost, 2 threshold, basic action, destroy all cards with cost less than the highest card among cards you control. So, those are the cards for this week. Let me know what you want. Give me your top 5, and we'll get those out too if your name is chosen. Let's see what we get for a chest and just a common chest. No big deal. We'll go ahead and stash that. So I think that's about it. I think we covered everything here. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. If I did, I'll put it in the comments or something down below or in the description. Whatever. So other than that, if you like the video, go and give it a thumbs up. If you want to leave a comment down below, be sure to do that. If you want to see more of these videos, don't forget to click that subscribe button, and we'll have another video for you soon.